It's my privilege and honor to welcome Dr. Vinay Sahasrabuddhe, who is the embodiment of intellectual rigor, political acumen, cultural leadership, and are committed to public service with deep roots in India's national ideology. Dr. Sahasrabuddhe is a distinguished political scholar, senior BJP leader, and cultural ambassador of India. He served as a member of parliament from 2016 to 22 representing Maharashtra and was the national vice president of Bharatiya Janata Party from 2014 to 20. Since 2018, he has led the Indian Council for Cultural Relations as its president, contributing significantly to India's cultural diplomacy. Dr. Sahasrabuddhe is known for his intellectual contributions and strategic roles in BJP, including chairing the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education, Women, Children, Youth and Sports. His political journey began with Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, where he served as a full-time activist and national secretary. He played a vital role in BJP's think tank and was an instrument in training BJP ministers and shaping key policies. He has authored several influential books, including Beyond a Billion Ballot and The Innovation Republic, which highlighted governance innovations under Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. Presently, he is the vice chairman of Rambhau Mahalgi Prabodhini, a research and training academy for elected representatives and a social activist. His contribution spans includes politics, academia, and cultural leadership, making him a key figure in contemporary Indian public life. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Vinay Sahasrabuddhe.
Namaskar and greetings to all. I must at the outset compliment my friend Dr. Vikrant Tomar and his entire team for organizing this particular conclave virtually on at the occasion of the International Day of Peace and the United Consciousness, the organization, the platform that has been taking such wonderful initiatives all along for several years has really chosen a right kind of subject. And it is truly a great privilege to be speaking to you on the topic that has been given to me, which is oneness in spiritual traditions, recognizing the divine essence in all beings. Friends, we are talking today when the global community is observing the International Day of Peace. And of course, the concern all over the globe is about the culture of peace. And this culture of peace is being, in a way, challenged by the vultures of conflict that are all around. And we see in certain parts of the globe how conflicts have taken a center stage, and the global community feels threatened by whatever is happening in certain parts of the globe. Now, when I dive deep into the reasons behind the conflicts that are there, whether in the Middle East or in parts of Europe or elsewhere as well, what I realize is that while the uh, reasons that are advanced by the aggressors could be about maybe strategic issues, maybe military conflicts, or even at times maybe economic issues as well. But at the core of the whole thing, at the core of the conflicts that we see all around, is the issue of identity, culture, and who dominates whom. This is because I believe the humanity, the entire global community, is yet to come to grips to the responses to certain fundamental questions that have been haunting the human mind for millennia together. And these are very fundamental questions in a way, although they sound very simple. The first question is, who am I? The second question is, why am I doing what I am doing? And third question is, what exactly is the purpose behind my existence. Now, when we start with the question, who am I? And the subject rightly mentions that our traditional cultures, essentially, and of course, uh, the Indian culture most prominently, uh, sees an element of divinity not only in every human being, but in everything that is there all around. And with this particular approach of seeing an element of divinity in every individual, every object, whether a living organism or not, I believe is immensely critical in so far as conflict avoidance is concerned. Because we consider somebody as lesser mortal and try to believe that I am or we are superior to the others. See, the entire conflict that we have seen through various periods of history all along, at the core of the whole thing, whether it was the colonialism, whether it was the aggression by the invaders, who am I and how we will be governing, how we will be ruling, how we will be dictating our own terms to those who are uh, comparatively uh, weak than what we are. So the stronger people, in a way, trying to establish and trying to dominate those who are weaker than them, I think the entire history of humanity is a witness to that. But once we decide and convince ourselves that there is an element of divinity in every individual, and not in every individual, but even in Mother Nature and all the other objects as well. And we have to be grateful towards all of them. I think the idea of conflict evaporates. There is no place for any kind of a conflict once we recognize that there is an element of divinity in every individual, every human being, and every other object also for that matter. So, this is something which is the key to conflict avoidance and kind of a path for the culture of peace to be advanced. The second important question is why I am doing what I am doing. I believe that calls for revisiting the sense of purpose in all our actions, in all our utterances, in everything that we are doing. And there has to be the purpose of, in a way, strengthening this culture of peace. If by my actions, by my utterances, by my approaches, I am in a way harming the culture of peace and somewhere trying to promote directly or indirectly, advertently or inadvertently, the culture of conflict, then certainly I am harming the cause of humanity. And the third important thing is what exactly I'm here, why the Almighty, God, whatever you call it, the supreme element, has sent me on the earth. And if we try to realize that there is a purpose behind every human life, I believe humanity would be able to free itself from certain weird ideas that have distorted the concept of the culture of peace. There are several challenges: the challenge of one upmanship, the challenge of wokeism, where simply to be politically correct, we are trying to promote ideas which go against the very grain of humanism and humanity and the protection of human values. I believe the sooner we realize all these mistakes, the better for the promotion of culture of peace. Remember that to be appearing has become more important today than being. What we see, we tend to generally believe. But we have to understand that it would be dangerous for everybody to take the things on their face value. There are several things that the enemies of peace are advancing. And today, thanks to social media, we tend to believe that whatever appears is truth. Many a times, the facts are otherwise. And therefore, those who are good, we should be trying to help them to appear good. And those who appear good, we should be double checking, cross checking whether they are really good or not. If we come out of illusionary ideas and save ourselves from getting deceived, save ourselves from getting into the trap of the deceptive elements all over the world, I believe we would be able to give impetus to the culture of peace, which is so very critical today when the humanity, when the entire global community is facing several challenges. I must once again compliment the United Consciousness and its entire team, and especially the leadership provided by Dr. Vikrant Tomar. My best wishes for the success of this particular session and this particular convention. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Sir, namaste. And it is always very inspiring listening to you, having you as the chief guest for this complete United Consciousness Week of Peace, which starts from today after your speech and will continue till 22nd of September. People from around 100 countries, experts will be participating in it and sharing their thoughts on culture of peace. So we are honored that you invoked in us those three fundamental questions: who am I, why am I doing what I am doing, and what is the purpose of my existence? And in order to search within ourselves these questions, certainly it will take us towards the culture of peace. And you also rightly warned us that whatever appears may not be true, and we need to double check before we believe on something. I'm sure that these messages and words of wisdom, which you are telecasting live from Germany, also shows your commitment in this topic and in this concern. Thank you very much for always blessing us, sir. My personal regards to you. Your presence strengthens us always, sir. So kind of you.
Thank you very much. Namaskar.
We thank Dr. Vinay Sahasrabuddhe ji. We are honored, sir, to receive your visionary, insightful and motivating thoughts, which will encourage us throughout the endeavor.